Hi, my name is Miren Gutierrez, and I am going to talk about how to cover conferences and international meetings. I told you um, about how to pitch a story, how to what to include in a development story, how to cover a conference that is dedicated to development or the environment. Well, early preparation and research is key in order to prepare for such a thing. If you're going to cover a conference, you have to check in advance who is going to that conference, what is relevant to your story and to your readership. What is your country context? What is at stake for your country or your audience? You have to also identify what's likely to hit the headlines, even if it doesn't have to do with your audiences. That may create a hook for your story. So, what are the likely stories that are about to are about to be produced from that conference? It's a good idea to look at the last year's conference, what the theme was, what the stories were, and how do they compare with today's story. Focus, that's a very important thing during covering a conference. Conferences include hundreds of issues, I would say hundreds and thousands of sources of information. So you have to know what you have to prepare in advance, and you have to know what you are looking for, and also be prepared to react also to the unexpected. So you have to have a story in your head, but you have to be flexible enough to react to unexpected things. And also you have to be right at choosing, be sure that you are in the right place where things are happening. Also, again, in this case, it's very important to have the context of the meeting or conference in advance. Do your basic research at home before traveling, and have it ready, handy to be used, including names, spelling, definitions, acronyms, etc. So you don't waste any time looking for that information during the conference, especially if you are about to produce a same-day analysis. It has to be quick. Also, what do the data tell us, and are they slanted? Is there any bias that you have to take into account in the sort of data that you're getting? And again, context is important, yes, but what's the news? That's your first paragraph. What's the news? What's new? What's again, what's in it for you? What's at stake? So it's very important that beforehand you have a clear idea of what your audience is. For same-day stories or analysis, you have to contact or call ahead of time to set up interviews, do pre-interviews even, to get the context, get the background, gather background information, basic information about how the story, what the context of the story is. Even have some context paragraphs handy, already written, so you don't have to waste time doing that during the conference or during your interview. Check correct names and titles. That's really important, because you see lots of mistakes, and editors just hate to correct that sort of thing. I tell you out of experience. And think about what stories can break from the event or the issue you're writing about, and identify relevant sources beforehand. So it's all about preparation, focus, and storytelling. Thank you very much, and do not miss my second video on sources for development or environmental stories.